Hi, good morning, children. I hope you have studied and prepared well the first video. You have gone through the video and you have read the textbook also, I expect. Okay, now, how was it? I hope you have understood. If any doubt remaining, let me know it, I will clarify. Okay, so we saw a travelogue by Gordon Cook. What's a travelogue? Travel account. Okay, it can be a voyage, it can be a travel through a land route or whatever be. Okay, now by Gordon Cook. So actually, who is Gordon Cook? So he is a two-time Canadian Olympic sailor. Yes, he participated in Olympics. So, Canadian Olympic sailor. And he sails for Royal Canadian Yacht Club. He sails for Royal Canadian YACST is not a yacht but yacht. A yacht club. So, yachting, okay, you know it. It's a part of our Olympic Games too. And he finished 14th, in Beijing Olympics 2008. So, he's a Canadian Olympic sailor. Okay, na? So, we saw our Captain James Cook. He was a part of British Royal Navy, captain in that Navy. And he is actually imitating the third journey of Captain James Cook. Yes. So Alan East was a Crown Prosecution Service. Alan East joined Crown Prosecution Service in 2007. Alan East. So he joined Crown Prosecution Service in 2007. Prosecution service is something like the work of a lawyer or advocate. So they together wrote this, essay note, it is a travelogue, travel account of our Gordon Cook. We saw what happened. The first part of their journey was somewhat pleasant, no problem. And there came afterwards heavy, long and dangerous waves, and they were in trouble, and they are troubled, and they are fighting against all odds. Okay, now, and it shows their courage, determination, bravery, and all those things. So, what is the theme of this story? Of this, what is the theme? Can you say what is the theme? It is a human nature of taking challenges. As a theme can be told as a human nature of taking or accepting challenges. Yes. Or at the same time it can be the human nature of fighting for survival. The theme of our lesson is fighting for survival. Yes. Then bravery, courage, unity, standing together. We will see the next part of it. How they were unified, unity, and determination, and also optimism. Yes, in spite of all the difficulties, they stand together. They are fighting for survival. Yes, standing together. So their courage and determination is the topic of our lesson. Okay, now the theme of our lesson is human nature of taking challenges. Yes, undertake any challenge. Then fighting for survival. Then bravery, courage, unity, and determination, and also optimism. In spite of all dangers and difficulties, they are optimistic that they would survive. So we are coming to the second half of our story. Yes, page number 15. Take page number 15, all of you. By morning on January 3. Yes, January 3. Actually, they began July. By December and by Christmas, all the problem came. Christmas morning they it is celebrated. After that, all this problem really started. Yes, by morning of on January 3, the pumps had the water level sufficiently under control. Yes, we could bring the water level sufficiently under control for us to take 2 hours rest in rotation. So some would be working, some would be taking rest. So we got some rest, 2 hours rest in rotation, not continuous but in rotation. But we still had the tremendous leak somewhere. Somewhere it was leaking below the water line. And on checking, I found that nearly all the boats, main rib frames were smashed down to the keel. It is a large beam. You see? In fact, there was nothing holding up a whole section of a starboard hull. See, hull is outer structure. See, a ship, the front part of it is known as bow. Rear part or back part of it is known as stern. Left part is known as port side. And right part is known as a starboard. So you can divide and understand the ship in an easy way. The front part of it is known as bow, BOW. Rear part is known as stern. Left is known as port side, and right is known as a starboard. See, hull is a outside structure. So you can find ships of many types, many shape. Is it not so? What structure? That outward structure is known as the hull of it. Yes. So, in fact, there was nothing holding up a whole section of the starboard hull except a few cupboard partitions. Nothing was remaining. Everything was broken except a few cardboard partitions. Except that everything was spoiled, damaged or broken. We had survived for 15 hours since the wave hit. So we had been surviving over 15 hours since we were hit by the waves. But wave walker wouldn't hold together long enough for us to reach Australia. But we understood that this ship cannot hold us together until we reach Australia. It is already damaged, it is going down. It may not be surviving for long after. So we understood that danger is imminent. So we may survive for some more hours, that's all. It won't continue for long and forever. So it cannot take us to Australia. I checked our charts and calculated. I went to chart room where all the digits are there and calculated that there were 2 small islands. I understood that there were 2 small islands, a few hundred kilometers to the east. If you move towards the east, so they can direct the ship by changing the sail. So I told the first video itself that the sail would be tied on top of that big poles. Okay, now see mast. So accordingly we can direct the ship. Okay. So 2 small islands. So by studying the chart and the geography and the direction, etc., I understood that there are 2 small islands, a few hundred kilometers to the east. If we move towards the east, we can reach 2 small islands. One of them is Ile Amsterdam. Was a French scientific base. So France made a scientific base there. Okay now. So it is there. Ile Amsterdam. 2 small islands are there. For survival we have to go there. Otherwise this ship would sink. This ship cannot take us to Australia. It is a long way from here to Australia. Already damaged, broken. It is somehow we are surviving. That is all. We cannot travel for long. So the damaged ship cannot continue for long. So it is better that we escape, survive and go to that two small islands. There we can survive. Yes, was French scientific base Illy Amsterdam. Our only hope was to reach these pinpricks in the vast ocean. So our only hope was to reach there. Pinpricks, small dots. In the vast ocean, these islands seems to be like pinpricks. Is it not so? You take the globe, you can find some nations very small one. Some even UK. See, collection of some islands. If you see the globe or if you see that map, you can find that they are not that much big. It's not a huge country, So small islands, they are old. Okay, UK, United Kingdom. It's the same way, small islands too are there. So there seems to be like pinpricks in the vast ocean. But unless the wind and seas abated, means subsided, came down, the wind comes down. So we could hoist the sail, so that we can hoist, like hoisting the flag, we should climb there on top of that mast and tie that sail, that canvas on top of that to direct the wind towards the east, so that we can reach that small island. Yes, unless we could hoist the sail, our chances would be slim indeed. Is very little. So we did not have much chance to reach there unless we could hoist the sail on top of the mast and direct the wind to move towards the east. There is no chance for us to reach that island. We understood that unless and until the waves come down and sea becomes calm, it won't be possible for us to mount the top of the mast and tie the sails there wherever it is required, so that we can direct the ship towards the east to reach that small island, Illy Amsterdam. Yes, our chances would be slim indeed. The great wave had put our auxiliary engine out of action. Additional engine would be there. So, but really the ship moves by the sail, but engine is there, then only it can be direct. Is not so? So that the engine won't take the entire ship, forward. It's not possible during that time. Okay, now? Yes. Now without sail, that the ships are moving. Okay, now? Where is that? So, the great wave had put our auxiliary, additional engine out of action. We had an auxiliary or helping additional engine was there, that is also out of action, it's not functioning, so it's not possible. On January 4, after 36 hours of continuous pumping, so we had been pumping the water out continuously for 36 hours. We reached the last few centimeters of water. Yes, the water in the ship is coming down, little only remaining. Few centimeters of water was only that was remaining. The remaining all we would be able to clear. Yes. Now we had only to keep pace with the water still coming in. Still waves are there. Some would be coming in. We have to clear that. That only remaining. The remaining all we cleared. Yes. We could not set any sail on the main mast. See, many ports are there. On the main mast, we could not set any sail. We could not tie any sail. Pressure on the rigging would be simply, pull the damaged section of a hull apart. So, damaged section of the hull apart. The pressure was there because waves are coming now. So, already damaged. So, it would great pressure comes, the hull would be broken. Yes. So we hoisted the storm jib. Storm jib also we say canvas that is not tied on top. At the middle part of the ship it would be tied. Not need of going up to direct. A storm jib you have already seen in the first video, and headed for where I thought the two islands were. So using the storm jib, we began moving towards the two islands. So where I thought to be the two islands, the east, we had to move towards the east, then we can reach the two small islands and escape. Mary found some corned beef. Corned beef is a beef that is preserved in salt. See, if it is put in salt, like our pickle being prepared. So, beef can be preserved for long, but not simply putting in salt. Some preparation is there. You ask your mother or someone who knows it. I am also not that much aware how to prepare that. Okay, now? So, like preparing pickle. Okay, corned beef was there. Mary prepared it. She had brought it. Mary found some corned beef and cracker biscuits, some kind of biscuits. Okay, and we ate our first meal in almost 2 days. Yes, so we ate the food in 2 days. We had eaten nothing for the last 2 days. Such was a condition, dangerous situation. So we forgot to eat. We had no time. We were working very hard, clearing the water, repairing. The damaged parts. Some patchwork was required to be done by he himself, and all those things. We were so busy that we forgot to eat. We don't have the time to eat. But our respite was short-lived. Respite means interval. Okay, the break. It was calm. That was, short-lived. It did not continue for long. At 4 p.m., black clouds began building up behind us. Black clouds began building up behind us. At 4 p.m. again, there started big clouds coming. Within the hour, the wind was back to 40 knots. At the speed of 40 nautical miles. And the seas were getting higher. Oh, what a dangerous thing. The seas were getting higher. Seas, waves were getting higher and higher. See, bigger than our ship itself. The weather continued to deteriorate. Means worsen, bad worse, worse, moving towards bad to worse, worse to worst, deteriorate. As in going down, becoming bad or worse or worst. Throughout the night, yes, weather was getting bad and worse throughout the night. And by dawn on January 5, our situation was again desperate. Yes, things are moving from bad to worse. We had no way to escape, and weather is going violent and rough. When I went into to comfort the children, John asked, "Daddy, are we going to die?" John, 6-year-old small boy, is asking Jonathan, "Daddy, are we going to die?" Actually, it's a love story also, not simply love. Love towards. Their parents. Parents love towards their children. Their unity. There's a love story behind this. All these incidents. See, the children are preparing to face that calamity of meeting with death. They are preparing their mind. The small child is asking, the boy is asking, "Daddy, are we going to die?" That they are prepared even to meet with such a calamity. I tried to assure him that we would make it. Yes, we would survive. Make it survive. No, don't worry. We will really make it. The strong determination, the strength of the mind is being exhibited here. No. We will survive. Don't worry, my child. We will really survive. But Daddy, he went on, "We aren't afraid of dying." No, we aren't afraid of dying if we can all be together. The magical words of the boy is the title of our story. We aren't afraid to die if we can all be together. That's a love story, I said. Yes, what a deep love among the family members. The child, a 6-year-old boy, is telling that we aren't afraid to die if we can all be together, you and mommy, Suzanne, Sue and I. Yes, if we can be together, Daddy, we are not afraid to die. Your family is your citadel, your fort, by which you are protected. The children and his wife stands like a fort behind him. When danger comes, when difficulties come, Yes, they are standing like a strong fort. You see, they are standing like a citadel behind him to give him strength, to give him encouragement. Even a small boy says that, Daddy, don't worry. We aren't afraid to die. If we can all be together, if we can die, life or death, we will be together. Life or death, no problem. We will stand together. That's a love story, I said. What a deep love. See, what a deep love. Even great epic, stories, novels, even cinema also. Suddenly remembered our Titanic, isn't it so? Within that breaking of the ship, this, that, and all, there's a love story. Jack and Rose, can you ever forget? Yes, the love story of Jack and Rose is a real story of Titanic cinema. In the same way here, it is not simply a travelogue. It's not simply a narration. It's a strong love, unity. They stand together, determination. That is our story. Understand the real story behind all these incidents. Waves are there, danger is there, ship is broken, they are, facing great dangers, they may not survive for long. In spite of all these things, the baby says, the child says that, Daddy, we are not afraid to die if we can all be together. As the title of the story becomes apt and suitable. Is it not so? Quite suitable a title. That's our story. We aren't afraid to die if we can all be together. Yes, you and Mummy, Suzanne and I, if we can all be together. No problem, Daddy. We aren't afraid to die. I could find no words with such words with which to respond. I found no words to respond or react. What can I say? What can I say? I could not say even a single word. Yes, but I left the children's cabin determined. He got a strong inspiration. Yes, determination to fight the sea with everything I had. Now he got all the courage and determination that he would fight until the last. Yes, with everything I had, with all my power. With all my power I will fight. I determined. So he got the determination. Yes, to protect the weakened starboard side, right side. I have already told you now. So to protect the weak, that part is weak, some part is broken. Starboard side, I decided to heave to. Heave to means come to a halt, stop. With the undamaged port hull. Some part of the hull, port hull. Left side of port hull. Okay now? Yes. So port side is the left. Starboard is the right. So port hull facing the oncoming waves. That port hull is facing the oncoming waves. Using an improvised sea anchor. Yes, I made some changes. So improvised anchor. So I made some changed some anchor, made some changes to that improvised anchor and improved it. Some repair being done. So using an improvised sea anchor, of heavy nylon rope. So I really made an anchor, something new, a new one by improvising, making some changes, etc., some repair, etc., of heavy nylon rope, and 2 22-liter plastic barrels, 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. Paraffin is something like your kerosene. So this water body in the big barrels can be used as an anchor, this weight. So that weight is there, ship will not turn this way and that way. So by which ship will stand straight without turning or overturning it. So I may use some nylon rope, then 22-liter plastic barrels of paraffin oil, something like our kerosene. It's a petroleum product. It was there. So I used all these things to make another improvised anchor to make the ship stay calm. That evening, Mary and I sat together holding hands, hand in hand. So we sat together as the motion of the ship brought more and more water in through the broken planks. So again water coming. That's the main problem. For each wave comes some water will be inside. So we were tired of clearing it out. You see, we both felt the end was very near. In spite of all our efforts, we felt that the end was near. Very difficult to survive. But Wavewalker rode out the storm. Our ship was able to ride out the storm. And by the morning of January 6, with the wind reducing, coming down, I tried to get a reading on the sextant. Sextant is a device to know the distance. See, many tools are there to know the distance. Of our ship from that island. There is a sextant. Back in the chart room, coming back to chart room, I worked on wind speeds. I tried to study, the wind speed, how much time it would take, changes of course, changes of direction, drift and current in an effort to calculate our position. I tried to find out our position. Where do we stand now? How far it is from that island? Which direction we are moving, etc. and etc. The best I could determine was that we were somewhere, 150,000 kilometers of ocean, looking for 65 kilometer wide island. We are in search of 65 kilometer, a small island. While I was thinking, Sue, moving painfully, joined me. My daughter joined me with all the pain. Her head had bumped against something and swelling was there. The left side of her head was now very swollen. Left side was very swollen. And her blackened eyes narrowed. That is not able to open the eyes fully. Little part of it is only open. You see, little only she could open her eyes. Slits means a narrow opening, is it not so? She could not open her eyes fully, only half, a little only she could open. She gave me a card she had made. The girl child also is giving some inspiration. She gave me a card. On the front she had drawn caricatures, comic pictures, caricature of Mary and me. In front of it she had drawn our picture, caricature picture, not real. Photograph picture, you see, of Mary and me as father and mother. Here are some funny people. Yes, here are some funny people. We have become funny caricatures now, struggling to survive. So we spend so much time, money and energy and preparing for last 16 years. Myself and my wife, he said in the beginning itself, sharpening our seafaring skills, etc. for this journey, and we have become funny characters, funny caricatures. You see, funny creatures, funny people. So here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh? Yes. Do they make you laugh? He made a question. I laughed a lot as well. I too laughed. You see, she drew the picture of her father and mother, myself and my wife. And she wrote there, here are some funny people. Yes, this is a real story. Their unity, family unity. How do they stand behind their father? Yes, I laughed a lot as well. Inside was a message. Oh, how I love you both. Oh, daddy and mommy, how I love you both. So, facing danger of death, they stand together. They stand strong like a fort, I say, behind their father. Father and mother, of course. Yes, how I love you both, daddy and mommy. Okay. Once again, read the line, wonderful lines, words of inspiration. Words of inspiration. Inside was a message. Oh, daddy. Oh, mommy. How I love you both. Really, I love you. Yes. So this card is to say thank you and let us hope for the best. This card is meant to thank you for your efforts and let us hope for the best. Somehow we have to make it. She again says in the last line, somehow, by hook or crook, we have to make it. We have to survive. They are fighting for survival. We have to survive. We have to make it. Yes, that is our real story. Our story really is this. Okay, na? The strong love, determination, and unity of the family members. I checked and rechecked my calculations. I studied all the calculations, how far it is, which direction we are moving, when we will reach, etc. etc. We had lost our compass, and I was using a spare compass, the direction. Okay, spare I was using, which had not been corrected for a magnetic variation. The spare one I had not made enough correction to know the magnetic variation. I made an allowance for this and another estimate on the influence of the westerly currents. I had made an allowance, so there can be the chance of error because it was not corrected. I understood that. I made some allowance for that. Okay, now? Yes. So some deduction I made in my calculation because it was corrected properly. It was not used previously. That's why. So if that deduction is made also, how far it is to reach that island. Yes. Another estimate of the influence of the westerly currents, water currents. There some seasonal currents, which flow through this part of the Indian Ocean. Yes, which flows through this part of the Indian Ocean. About 2 p.m. I went on deck and asked Larry to steer a course of 185 degrees. I asked to direct the ship to move in a course of 185 degrees. If we were lucky enough, I told him with a conviction, with a strong conviction, strong belief, that's conviction. Yes, which I did not feel. The strong conviction I said, but I did not feel that conviction. So I was not convinced that you would reach there. Though I spoke with the conviction, I myself was not convinced. Yes, he could expect to see the island. I told him that we could expect to see the island at about 5 p.m. I told Larry, that if we move 185 degrees, a course of 185 degrees, by 5 p.m. we would be able to reach that island. I told him with conviction, but I was not convinced. I was doubtful whether we would be able to reach there by 5 p.m. But that was of course I directed him to move 185 degrees. Then with heavy heart, though I said with conviction, I was not convinced. See, with heavy heart, yes, I was still sad and disappointed. I was doubtful whether we would reach there or not. No surety. With a sad heart, heavy heart, I went below. Climbed on my bunk. Buggy means wooden bed. Say something like berth. Okay, no, it's not a big bed or something. The berth, something like that. Wooden bed. Okay, and amazingly dozed off. Doze means nodding. A short sleep. Snap. Nap. See, it's nap. Okay, a short sleep. So you are not going to sleep, but automatically tiredness and all make you nodding like this. Then you will slowly move on to that short sleep. Yes. So, and amazingly dozed off, I began sleeping. When I woke, it was 6 p.m. Yes, I began sleeping automatically because of tiredness. And when I woke up, it was 6 p.m. and growing dark. It is almost dark. I knew we must have missed the island. Waking up, I understood that yes, the island might have been missed. So I got sad, I got disappointed that the island might have been missed. I doubted. Yes, And with the sail we had left. So we are using not the real sail. You see, we couldn't hope to beat back into the westerly winds. It's very difficult to beat back the westerly winds. At that moment, a tousled head. See, tousled means unkempt, disorderly. Head, suppose it is not combed. So if we are working for long, we don't mind where our hair is in order or etc. Unkempt, disorderly. Okay. So head appeared by my bunk, by my bed. So a head, disorderly, unkempt head appeared near my bed. Can I have a hug? Jonathan asked. The boy came. He had not combed his hair, etc. Unkempt, disorderly head appeared near my bed, and my boy, who gave me the courage and determination, and who said that we are not afraid to die, we can all be together. He came and asked me, Daddy, can I have a hug? Yes. Jonathan asked. Sue was right behind him. Suzanne also was just behind him. Why? Why am I getting a hug now? Why? So when you are so happy, embrace and hug. But why to hug now? We are facing danger. Even the danger of death we are facing. How can? Why? Why do you ask? Because you are the best daddy in the whole world. Yes, Daddy, you are the best daddy in the whole world. That is why. Yes, you are the best. We are lucky. We are lucky that you are the best daddy in the whole world. What a strong love. Yes, you are the best daddy in the whole world. Yes. So, and the best captain. Above all, you are the best captain. Words of approval. Azim, my son replied, but not today, John. Okay. I may be a good captain, I know. I'm not that bad. But not today. It's not my day today. So we are facing danger of death. But not today, John. I am afraid. Means I doubt. So I am afraid that I'm not a good captain today. Why? You must be. Why? You must be. Said Sue in a matter-of-fact voice. Yes, you found the island. You have found the island we are searching for. What? I shouted. I could not believe. It is out there in front of us. Look there. It is there in front of us. Just in front of us. Island is there. They chorused. They talked together. As big as a battleship. Yes. In front of us there is an island as big as a battleship. I rushed on deck and gazed with relief at the stark outline of Illy Amsterdam. Yes, I saw that beautiful island. It was only a bleak piece of volcanic rock. Bleak means pale. It's a piece of volcanic rock with little vegetation. Not too much vegetation was there. The most beautiful island in the world. Yes, it is the most beautiful island in the world. The story actually ends here. Let us continue. We anchored offshore for the night. We anchored for the night. We put the anchor there and remained there. We cannot simply jump and go. The ship will not go very near to the shore. In boat only we can reach the shore, reach the land. And the next morning, all 28 inhabitants, those who reside there in that island, inhabitants of the island, yes, those who are residing, living there, only very few, 28 people were there. Cheered us, welcomed us as they helped us ashore. They helped us to reach ashore. With the land under my feet again, yes, we could find the land. Under my feet I found. Okay, my thoughts were full of Larry and Herbie. Yes, our crew members, they worked very hard, really hard. Cheerful and optimistic under the, direst stress. In spite of deep stress, they were optimistic. Even the crew members, they were optimistic in spite of all the dire danger. See, facing dire, deep danger, still they were optimistic. Yes. and of Mary, who stayed at the wheel for all those crucial hours. So she remained at the wheel, at the steering, and wherever she was required, she remained working very hard. Most of all, I thought of a 7-year-old girl who did not want us to worry about a head injury. So she did not want us to worry about a head injury, which subsequently took 6 minor operations. Afterwards, we went to hospital. She had to undergo 6 small minor operations to remove a recurring blood clot between skin and skull. It was not a small one, really. It was something dangerous. Yes. And of her, a 6-year-old boy who was not afraid to die. Yes, I thought of my daughter who did not want to bother me with her head injury. You see, she was suffering that still she did not want to bother me, disturb me, worry me. And above all, my son, 6-year-old boy Jonathan, who said, Daddy, we are not afraid to die if we can all be together. That's our real story, the boy and his words and the inspiration it gave to our golden cook. Yes, I remembered of my wife, my daughter, and above all my son who said those magical words. That's our story. Watch the video once again, twice again, and go through the textbook also. Word meanings, almost all the word meanings I have explained and told. If anything is there, prepare yourself. If doubt is there, you can let me know it. I will clarify. Okay, now? Yes. Meet you in the next lesson video. Thank you.